Probably should have opted for the touchback. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They'll run with a second-round pick from April's draft. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Well, this defense for the Falcons, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And this will wind up a Saints first down as the tackle made just shy of the 30.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
First down, Saints.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. You talk about this Falcon defense. They really played well in that win last week against Miami.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
Hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. And his throw is incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
Out of the gun, Watson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
I know for us it's fun, and it's not so much fun for the rookie receivers when we see them coming into the league, and we're going to training camps. You see them working on getting 2 feet down instead of 1. But the best ones train in college trying to get 2 down instead of 1, so the transition's a little bit less. In this case, though, wasn't able to complete it anyway.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 42. They're calling a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. To the air yet again, Watson. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Watson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for... They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. How you like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you?
And he's got Rome. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one good for 37 yards. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Back to Robinson now on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Falcons at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you, and you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? The guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run with Robinson. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a second down and 4. Watson now to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now Watson. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? Now back to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Here's Berrios. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And it will be Falcon football.
At their own 37-yard line.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And looking to throw, Penix. And he'll find McLeod on the right side, complete. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
61 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Penix. And this will be caught by Mooney. He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown, Falcons! Darnell Mooney. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Falcons have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
And Dallas Flowers going to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
But, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here is 3rd and 5. Here's Watson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Now, they were winners in the season opener Sunday. Now they get the quick turnaround game here on Thursday night. But, CD, you say this is an ideal setup for them. Why?
Well, it's just the way the schedule lines up because everyone's got to play a Thursday game, and that's because of competitive balance. So, let's face it, would you rather play week 2 when you're still relatively fresh and excited about the season? Or week 15 when you've had a season's worth of bumps and bruises to factor in, and who knows what your record might be at that time as well.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Penix working out of the gun here. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time. Here's Bradley Pena now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So it sails out of bounds close to midfield, and they'll say actually right at midfield. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. Those are the types of run, Charles, that they say this first-year running back can provide a lot more of in the future.
He made it look easy, didn't he? Picking up that first down. Some have described him as a diamond in the rough with a lot of polish, nice little buffing. This guy could be one of the top backs going forward.
Faking the give. Now Watson rolling to his right. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Watson. A throw left side, hauled in by Hamler. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons 16. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Deshaun Watson keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Saints have got it back to within a score. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in?
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, full back. It takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And this is incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Penix. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. To throw is Watson. They'll get this out to Kamara. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Now from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Watson. They'll get this to Hamler over the middle. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3-and-out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Operating from the gun, Watson. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Again, it's Johnson. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half. Watson looks to throw again. And that is incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Disrupting that play and dropping him was Arnold Ebiketie. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sack. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Saints 10.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. Now he'll give it up on the reverse. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Falcons.
And talk about taking words and bringing them to life. At halftime, I will guarantee you in their locker room, they talked about pressing the kicking game because you can get an advantage if you do it right, and they just did.
Coup for the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 69 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Watson. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one good for 24 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Looking to throw. Watson. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Divine Diablo dropping him behind the line of scrimmage. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? They'll set up to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Falcons are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They begin the drive with Robinson. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Robinson with another carry. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. They'll throw with Penix. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. They went counter there offensively, and a couple of defenders were on skates for a second.
They certainly were, and you know what offensive linemen love about the counters and the misdirections? Sometimes you don't even have to block the defender. He can run himself out of the play if he doesn't read his keys properly.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Here's a 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 86 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. This is Hamler on the receiving end. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. 3rd and 7 now. Off of play action, it's Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, there's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. And his kick here is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. A nice pickup there, 10 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To the air, Penix. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Penix. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
They'll try to throw again. Here's Penix. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Robinson. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 36. It's a 10-yard pickup, and that's enough to move the chains. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Down to about the 32. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will extend their lead even further. So that CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a two-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a two-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. He'll go up top here for Hamler. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down.
Looking to throw, Penix. Short throw caught by Pitts. He's into space past the 25. And finally taken down at the 15. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll give him a fresh set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll run this one right with Robinson. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Bijan Robinson with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Falcons are on their way to a 2-0 start. Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Watson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Again, it's Watson. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Chris Olave. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. And a point after, good by Groupie. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit.
Saints 20.
So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnover.